Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a rating your Doomstack video covering a Thane Doomstack. Now, this here, I believe, is the perfect Thane stack. I've covered the Thane stack before, and I didn't think it was particularly good. It had Thanes and engineers in it with a regular lord, and I just thought there was a lot of room for improvement. Now, that was sent in by the same guy that sent this in, and he's since made all the changes that I suggested that he make, and now I think that this is basically the perfect stack. And he's also pitted up against the perfect enemy, because Thane's biggest weakness is essentially physical resistance. Like, they don't have as high physical resistance as they do magic resistance, so loads of creatures with physical attack, and they're essentially anti-infantry. So going up against Dreadsaurians, Ancient Stegodons, all of these, like, there's a lot of them here. This is the army that would be strongest to beat them, and we're going to see how they do. Now, Auto Resolve says we'll win, but we'll see how they fight manually. So this is basically exactly what I was looking for in an adjustment. All the changes that I recommend with like the toughest enemy that you could go up against. It's the perfect situation to test this Doomstack. If it can handle this, it can handle anything. Now, he's actually sent me a bunch of instructions in the email as well, which is really good, on how he used it. So that way, I'll just do exactly what he did, and that I'm using the stack exactly as intended. And the way he used it was corner camping. So what we're going to do is put all of our guys over here. Now, when we last used the Thane Doomstack, it had Master Engineers in it. And Master Engineers, while they're good, they don't boost Thanes at all. And I said that they were wasted in this army, because it's hard to get a lot of Master Engineers, right? And Runesmiths, on the other hand, they're not as good fighters as Thanes, but if you get 6 of them in your army, they have a skill in their skill line that reduces the cooldown of all rune abilities, and the thing is that works on an army basis, so they actually boost each other. So if you've got 6 of them, you can actually get the cooldown of all of your rune abilities down to 0, and the Master Rune Lord, his abilities here, because they're technically different to theirs, they actually stack. So this one here is able to do 44 damage resistance, and this one 22. And so that means you can do constantly 66% ward save. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to stand in the corner. That's how he instructed me to use them. So yeah, if you do send in a Doomstack and you leave some instructions on how to use it, you know, I'll do it that way. Unless I feel like you're wrong. But I agree with this assessment here, and I approve of the decisions made here, because look, if we have a look, it doesn't say any cooldown. So it expires. The thing is, you just got to be quick enough to keep doing it. Right? They're coming. So we could do this. Now, this isn't... These aren't stacking, but they just reset it every single time we do it. That way we can have it constantly, and then as soon as that expires... Just gotta be quick about it. But yeah, they're coming. All the other... like, the extra armor is kind of useless at this point. I mean, it's not useless, but... I mean, there's so much armor piercing here that, I don't know, it's not really needed. But if we have a look, if I just get these set up, we'll see exactly what their resistances are. So, just pick a guy here. We've got 66% ward save, 5% physical resistance, missile resistance, magic resistance. So basically, yeah, the only thing that is not capped is the physical resistance. So that's at about 71%, whereas magic resistance is at 90%, which is the cap. Balance of power is horrendous. Ready to fight them. I think the main reason to corner camp is here to just not let them get separated. They fight best back to back together. Now, if you were going up against like a regular army, not like the bloody Doomstack, it'd be fine to not corner camp, but this is the strongest enemy that we could possibly pit them up against. I mean, it could Could have sent more of them at him, but apparently it took him ages just to get this set up, so that's fair enough. And the balance of power does say, you know, doesn't stand much of a chance. The only thing here is that I can't just sit here and do nothing, which is what I want to do, right? I don't want to be lazy. We're going to have to just keep popping these abilities down. Because missing out on that damage reduction. These guys also all have the Iron Warden tanked, so they're all regenerating. So they're regenerating while not in combat, and also... didn't he get 2 of them? I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Just gotta keep it up. Don't worry about Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, that doesn't matter. Main thing here, just keep casting it. Has to be constant. Keep an eye on this. Make sure it's doing it constantly. It only lasts 18 seconds, so I don't think I can go too fast with this, or else I'll miss the chance. Some guys are taking a little bit of damage, nothing major. These abilities don't do anything to us. Can't see much. I'm just Dino Mania here. But yeah, we're not taking much damage. Let's keep it up. That's it. So this is not a difficult army to use, just got to make sure you always keep the abilities going. Oh crap. Problem here, are we even doing any damage to them? Because they're probably constantly knocking us down as well. But eventually they'll get tired, because I think all of our guys have perfect vigor. Eventually they'll get tired. And we'll start doing more damage to them then. It's bloody nuts. Alright, come on, keep it up, keep it up. Keep it up. No one's damaged that much yet. It's all good. Just keep it up. Just gotta keep reminding myself just have some stamina with this. Just keep it up. Don't falter with the damage reduction buffs. Oh, I might have kind of missed that one. No, they got the buffs. Seeing as I can't click outside here. Might be better if I try to click on... Oh yeah, I'll just click on the unit icon, that's easier. Alright, that's way easier to do it that way. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Don't click on the ground, click on their banner. That's the way. Okay, cool. Don't need to do anything else, just keep that up. Some of them are dying, it takes a little while to kill them, but it's working. I guess one of the big things here is that you can't really take your attention away. Every 18 seconds you have to pop this down. This one's less important, but you should still do it. I mean, essentially that halves their damage if this one's also active as well.
I will do it. Obey me.
Yeah, that's way easier.
Runesmith. War of vengeance.
So yeah, these ones here, they don't stack, it just resets it every single time. So that way you don't have to wait for it to actually finish before casting it, whereas this is the only Rune Lord that we have, so you have to wait till it finishes. Maybe if you have like 2 of these armies here at the same time, you could have 2 overlapping. I mean, that's that's really overkill. But if you've got 2 of these kind of armies, you could have them overlapping their abilities just so that it never stops. So yeah, all the abilities are active there, that's good. Everyone's still at full health, but I'm sure they are taking little bits of damage. And there's a cap to how much regen they've got. So let's just have a quick look. Yeah, they're okay. It's not on legendary either, but it's on very high battle difficulty. Yeah. Yeah, look, some of them are only taking like 300 damage. They can keep this up for a long time. Yeah, there's no watching them though. I can't get the camera around the back of them. It's actually kind of a pain in the ass. It's not a fun way to fight a battle though. So, in terms of fun, this is getting a 0 out of 10, but we'll see what the results are like, because this is like one of the most difficult things for the dwarves to deal with. Like, even if you've got a regular sort of Doomstack that's like full of Iron Drake torpedoes, they're probably still going to lose to this. Like, you would normally need 2 armies to take out one of this. But I think that one of these armies could take 2 armies of this, you know, if you're patient enough. That bounce of power is improving. And we'll see exactly how much damage they've all taken when the battle's actually over. So this is what the dwarves are really about, especially the Thanes. They're not about high damage dealing, it's just about holding the line as long as possible. Which is why I prefer Thanes to, like, in place of maybe even Iron Breakers. Like, Iron Breakers are good, probably the best melee infantry in the game. But Thanes are kind of better, just because they're just so tanky. Oh, why didn't he put a spellcaster in this army? Could really use some Lore of Fire here, pop down some piercing bolts of burning. I can't speed this up or else I'll miss the opportunities. These don't have a hotkey to use. The hotkeys are for the abilities to show up over here. Man, I don't even know if we've killed any of them yet. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna speed up just a little bit. Okay. Oh, there's actually a bit of cooldown on that one. But not for the Rune Lord. So yeah, it's all going well. Even if it doesn't have the damage reduction down, they're probably still gonna have a hard time getting past just the melee defense. Keeps coming out of the control group. Crap. It's getting there, just really slow. Really, really slow at it. But everyone's still in full health, so we're good. And this is such an unusual situation. Like, only in the very latest part in the campaign would Hexawatl have an army like this. Like, to get this many Dreadsaurians. Also, they tend not to survive even that much. Oh yeah, there's a lot of dead ones in there. You know, you're much more likely to go up against, like, massive numbers of High Elves, which are... Even if they got Dragon spam, it wouldn't take that long to kill down. Dragons are nowhere near as tanky as Dreadsaurians, and... I suppose Phoenixes would be a bit of a pain, but Phoenixes aren't quite as... they don't have as much knockdown, and that's the biggest weakness here. They're probably just constantly knocking down our units. Knocking down our Thanes. And when a unit's knocked down, they can't take any damage, but they also can't dish it out. Yep, they're getting there. Still more or less at full health. It definitely would be better not to put on fast mode, but I don't want to bore everyone with this super long battle. Just keep casting those abilities down. Another thing about this army is that it's not too impractical to get, because not relying on any of their... Well, actually, no, you got to get quite a few items. But, I mean, you can craft the items. But it's not that difficult to get this many Thanes. Not really. Because they're tier 4 units to increase the capacity. Unlike Master Engineers, which are tier 5. And... I think the Runesmiths, their increased capacity at tier 3. I can't remember, it's been a while since I played Dwarves. Tier 3 or tier 4? I think it's tier 3 though. So you can get plenty of Runesmiths, no problem. But yeah, if we had the other army that he gave us the first time with the Master Engineers, we would be dead by now. Without a doubt, we'd be dead. And now, thanks to the Runesmiths, not only we are not dead, but we're actually not even hurt. And there we go. That's a lot of dead Dreadsaurians. Alright, now let's have a look at how much damage we actually took on all these guys. So this guy here took 1,000 damage.
For the ancestors!
This one here took 1,500. Oh, bloody hell. I wasn't done looking. They ran off the battlefield too quickly. Whatever the point was, we could have easily taken on 3 of those armies, I think. We just didn't take much damage at all. 0 casualties, there's no damage. We just had to stay on top of that. So it's definitely not the funnest army to use by any means. But if you're in a late game dwarf campaign, this is a very viable army to build. And this is good against everything. Literally everything. Like, even if they were going up against, like, guns, you were popping down the abilities there, it would take a lot of bullets to kill them. Because not only do they have the 90% missile resistance, so it wouldn't matter if they were magic bullets or whatever, but they've also got shields. So that's assuming... So even after it gets past the shield, which is like 50% block rate, so it's like, it only does like 5% damage if it was to go up against all guns. But that being said, if they only had all guns, you just charge at them. And just as long as you keep them together. But there we go. So, time to rate this army. Let's firstly just have a quick look at their abilities first. Oh my god. He's always doing this shit. They own the whole goddamn world. This is the same guy that sent in, like, the worst disasters. They're all manufactured and everything. But I think he really wanted to put in a big effort for... Oh my god, what the fuck is this? This campaign. Funny thing is, with that army, we probably... Oh my god. We probably could recapture... Oh, this is ridiculous. Recapture the... What? Where was the army? It's over here. Alright, so I think we actually have no territory right now. I think as long as it keeps fighting, you can keep regenerating. So, if we have a look at this skill... we're looking at Runesmiths. Strike the runes here. Cooldown minus 15% to rune abilities. Hero's army. So that applies to everyone. And see, this one here only applies to him. So I reckon that could be something that gets nerfed. The dwarves don't need any more nerfing. Let them have some cheese, CA, okay? You've taken everything away from them. Okay, took away the Oath Gold cheese. That's all they really ever had. They don't have magic. The dwarves need something. But anyway, yeah, look at the items that they've got. So, Gatekeeper's Helm, extra magic resistance, missile resistance. And so he's got the Iron Warden's hammer there. So that's giving him perfect vigor. And then there's the Iron Warden's Tankard giving him regeneration. And then other things in there. And are they all disciplined? Yep, they're all disciplined. Oh my god, getting them... Hang on. Let me just confirm that. There's no way they're all disciplined. No, they're not... Hang on. No, then... Hang on, come on. That's supposed to go through the entire thing, but it didn't. It looks like all the Thanes are... yeah, all the Thanes are disciplined, but all the Runesmiths are not. Right, so that's why their melee attack is so high. Comparatively to regular Thanes. Alright, cool. So, raiding this army. It's not the most convenient army to recruit, but honestly, it's not that bad either. So, you know... But it's so strong that I'm just going to give this a 10 out of 10. He followed my advice, and this army is basically unbeatable by the AI. So it should really go up against 4 armies of pretty much anything, and as long as you're not a complete idiot about it and you manage to keep popping down those abilities, there's no 4 armies that can defeat it. It's super good. So even if it is a little bit inconvenient to recruit, it's made up by the fact that it is practically invincible. It's not the best Doomstack in the game by any means, and is by no means the funnest. But if you want something that'll just never lose, this is the way to go. Anyway, that's the end of this one, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this Doomstack, how fun you think it is, how practical you think it is. I think it's not that unpractical, because like I said, it's not that difficult to get this many Thanes. It's certainly not difficult to get that many Runesmiths, and that's just a regular Rune Lord. It doesn't require a Legendary Lord. And all of the items here are crafted in here, so it just requires... Oath Gold, which, while you can't cheese it to the same extent you could a little while ago, it's not that difficult to get lots of Oath Gold, really. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers.